Get ready to meet the 15 most dangerous insects on the planet, from mosquitoes that spread deadly diseases to ants and wasps capable of lethal attacks. Discover how tiny creatures like the botfly and the Puss moth caterpillar use venom or clever strategies to survive, and how giants like the bullet ant and the Japanese giant hornet combine strength and aggressiveness. A fascinating journey through a world where size, toxins, and behavior make each species a unique threat. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel and leave your like. Now let's begin. Number 15. Hornet moth, Cessia apiformis. The hornet moth, scientifically known as Cessia apiformis, is a fascinating insect that combines beauty and mimicry in an extraordinary way. Although it is not dangerous due to venom or direct aggressiveness, its fame comes from the impact it causes when mistaken for wasps or other dangerous insects, leading to tense human encounters and even accidents caused by fear. This lepidopteran is native to Europe and has a wide distribution, covering areas in the United Kingdom, France, Germany, and other temperate countries. The mimicry of the hornet moth is so precise that at first glance, it is practically impossible to distinguish it from a wasp or a small flying hornet. This resemblance is not merely aesthetic, it serves as an evolutionary defense mechanism that reduces predation by birds and other predators. The body of the hornet moth is robust, with colors ranging from dark brown to glossy black, with yellow details that mimic the stripes of an aggressive social insect. Its wings are transparent and elongated, allowing for a silent and agile flight resembling that of an active wasp. The body pattern and flight posture further enhance the illusion of danger. Interestingly, the hornet moth does not have a stinger and poses no direct threat, but the initial shock of confusing it with a dangerous insect can result in accidents, especially if handled or crushed. The life cycle of the hornet moth is equally impressive. Females lay their eggs on the trunks and branches of fruit trees, such as apple and pear trees, where the larvae develop by boring into the wood. Although this activity is not lethal to the trees, it can cause structural damage and weaken branches, making the species relevant to horticulturists and farmers. The larvae feed on the wood for 2 to 3 years before transforming into pupae, emerging as flying adults during the warmer months. The contrast between the visual impact and the actual danger of the hornet moth is a classic example of how nature uses warning signals and mimicry to survive. In addition to mimicry, the hornet moth exhibits reactive behavior when it feels threatened. It tends to quickly retreat and fly to safer locations, avoiding direct confrontations. This behavior, combined with its intimidating appearance, reinforces the perception that it is a dangerous insect, even when it is completely harmless. For humans, the hornet moth is an example of how nature can deceive our senses, teaching about perception, adaptation, and the complexity of ecological interactions. In terms of scientific research, the hornet moth has been studied to better understand Batesian mimicry, in which harmless species imitate dangerous species to avoid predation. Recent studies have focused on the precision of color patterns, flight, and behavior as survival factors, revealing that even small variations in mimicry can significantly affect predation rates. Number 14. Velvet ant, Mutilidae family. The insect commonly known as the velvet ant, belonging to the Mutilidae family, is actually a wasp, despite its name suggesting an ant. This small insect has worldwide notoriety for its extremely painful sting, considered among the most intense in the animal kingdom. The nickname velvet ant comes from its vibrant coloration, usually red or orange combined with black, and the dense fur covering its body. The bright and colorful appearance serves as a warning to predators, signaling that this insect is dangerous and should be avoided. The female velvet ants are wingless, making them resemble ants more than wasps. They spend most of their time on the ground, searching for nests of other wasps or insects in which to lay their eggs. When they find a host, the female penetrates the nest and deposits a single egg inside the body of the host larva or pupa. Upon hatching, the velvet ant larva consumes the host from the inside out, a parasitoid behavior that ensures the survival of its offspring. The highlight of the velvet ant, however, is its sting and the intense pain it causes. Various studies classify the sting as extremely painful, comparable to an electric burn or the sensation of being struck by a hot nail. The pain can last several minutes and, in rare cases, provoke severe allergic reactions in humans, including swelling, shortness of breath, and anaphylactic shock. This effect has made the velvet ant famous as one of the most feared insects by collectors and field biologists. The velvet ant's geographic distribution is wide, occurring mainly in North America, but also in tropical and semi-arid regions. Territorial behavior is notable. The female covers extensive areas in search of nests, while the male, winged, remains closer to feeding and mating sites. The contrast between the female's aggressiveness and the relative passivity of the male is remarkable and highlights the evolutionary adaptation of each sex. In addition to the sting, the velvet ant possesses adaptations that make it difficult to capture or prey upon. Its hard, dense exoskeleton protects against bites and attacks from birds and reptiles. The colorful hairs aid in camouflage among flowers and vegetation while reinforcing the warning signal. Number 13. Puss moth caterpillar, Megalopage opercularis. The puss moth caterpillar, or the furry moth caterpillar, Megalopage opercularis, is famous for the powerful venom in its stinging hairs, capable of causing intense pain, allergic reactions, and even severe complications in humans. Found mainly in the southeastern United States, Mexico, and parts of Central America, this caterpillar is small, but its impact can be significant, especially for unsuspecting people who come into contact with it. The caterpillar's body is covered with long, dense hairs, colored gray, brown, or yellowish, resembling a small furry domestic animal, hence the nickname puss moth. The cute appearance is completely deceptive, as the danger lies precisely in what seems harmless. Each hair contains a potent toxin that, when it touches the skin, is released and causes a series of painful symptoms. Contact with the stinging hairs of the puss moth caterpillar causes immediate intense pain, often described as burning, stinging, or electric. In addition to pain, redness, swelling, itching, and more severe systemic reactions can occur, including nausea, muscle aches, headaches, and in rare cases, difficulty breathing. The toxin contains a mixture of proteins that affect the nervous system and cause local inflammation, making contact with this caterpillar a painful and memorable experience. The life cycle of the puss moth is notable. The larvae feed mainly on leaves of trees such as oak, jacaranda, and chestnut. After growth and the larval period, they transform into pupae and finally emerge as discrete, short-lived adult moths. While the caterpillar is extremely dangerous, the adult moth is harmless and relatively inactive, living only to reproduce. Geographic distribution and seasonal activity make human encounters more frequent during spring and summer. Gardeners, children, and unsuspecting adults often touch the leaves or branches where the caterpillar is found, underestimating the danger. Therefore, education and knowledge about this species are essential for preventing accidents. Number 12. Harlequin beetle, Acrocynus longimanus. The harlequin beetle, scientifically called Acrocynus longimanus, is one of the most spectacular species in the beetle world, standing out not only for its size and vibrant colors, but also for its unique behavior and indirect potential danger to humans and animals. Native to the tropical forests of Central America and northern South America, including countries such as Panama, Colombia, Venezuela, and Brazil, this beetle is famous for its visually stunning appearance, combining contrasting colors and geometric patterns that resemble a harlequin costume. Hence the popular name. The harlequin beetle can reach impressive body lengths, ranging from 50 to 80 mm in adult males, with the front legs particularly long and thin, creating an imposing silhouette that further enhances its perception as a giant insect in nature. This size, combined with bright coloration, acts as a warning to potential predators, suggesting that the insect is venomous or dangerous. Although the harlequin beetle itself is not venomous, the real danger it represents is indirect. Due to its strength, size, and tough exoskeleton, it can cause minor bites and scratches if handled improperly, in addition to having a relevant ecological impact as a herbivore and decomposer. The harlequin beetle's diet consists mainly of dead or decaying wood, especially fallen trunks of tropical trees. Its larvae develop inside the wood, where they can spend months or even years consuming cellulose and creating elaborate tunnels. This behavior has a dual impact. On one hand, it contributes to nutrient recycling in the forest, but on the other, it can weaken living trees in plantations or areas near human settlements, causing indirect economic losses. The life cycle of the harlequin beetle is fascinating. Females lay their eggs in dead trunks or branches, carefully choosing locations that offer protection from predators and ideal moisture conditions. After hatching, the larvae bore into the wood and remain protected for months, growing until reaching adult size. During this larval stage, they produce pheromones and subtle sounds that can attract other insects and serve as chemical subtle warnings to predators, demonstrating that chemical communication in the insect kingdom is essential for survival. In addition to ecological impact, the harlequin beetle is a fascination to collectors and entomologists due to its unusual size and coloration. Its robust and tough body also makes it difficult to capture, requiring specialized techniques. It is noteworthy that although it is not deadly, improper handling can result in minor injuries due to strong jaws and long, sharp legs. Number 11. Giant water bug, Lithoceros spp. The giant water bug belonging to the genus Lithoceros is often nicknamed the toe biter due to its ability to bite with surprising force and cause intense pain. Found in rivers, lakes, ponds, and freshwater areas throughout the Americas, Asia, and parts of Australia, this aquatic insect is an efficient and formidable predator occupying the top of the food chain in its micro-ecosystem, with a size ranging from 7 to 12 cm. Its massive proportions, combined with front legs adapted to grasp prey, make it one of the largest and most feared aquatic insects in the world. The primary danger of the giant water bug is not venomous, but mechanical. It has a piercing rostrum capable of injecting digestive enzymes into its prey, usually small fish, frogs, tadpoles, and other aquatic insects. These enzymes liquefy the prey's body, allowing the bug to efficiently suck out nutrients. When humans come into contact, especially while swimming or handling contaminated water, they can suffer extremely painful bites, described as a combination of electric shock and intense pressure. The pain can last for hours and cause swelling, redness, and even secondary reactions in sensitive individuals. The behavior of the giant water bug is highly adapted to aquatic life. It has a dorsoventrally flattened body, allowing it to hide easily under stones, logs, and submerged vegetation. The hind legs are wide and adapted for swimming, functioning like oars, while the front legs serve to firmly grasp prey. Interestingly, they are known for their patience. They can remain motionless for long periods, waiting for prey to approach, revealing a sophisticated ambush behavior that combines camouflage, patience, and physical strength. The life cycle of Lithoceros is equally fascinating. Females lay eggs out of the water, usually on emergent vegetation, and males often take responsibility for protecting and moistening the eggs until they hatch, ensuring they do not dry out and increasing the offspring's chances of survival. This parental dedication is unusual among insects and demonstrates the level of adaptation and behavioral complexity present in this predator. In addition to the direct impact on humans, the giant water bug plays an important role in aquatic ecosystems. It controls populations of other insects and small aquatic species, helping maintain ecological balance. However, contact with humans can cause panic, especially in recreational water areas, and accidents involving painful bites are reported in riverside communities. Number 10. Assassin bug, Reduvidae family. The assassin bug, a member of the Reduvidae family, is one of the most dangerous insects in the world due to its combination of aggressive predatory behavior and its ability to transmit diseases. With over 7,000 described species, the most famous representatives of this family are the so-called kissing bugs, Triatoma spp, known for being vectors of Chagas disease, a potentially fatal condition for humans if left untreated. The assassin bug has an elongated body, generally brown or black in color, and a piercing rostrum adapted for sucking fluids. This rostrum is its lethal weapon, used to immobilize prey and inject digestive enzymes that break down internal tissues, allowing efficient nutrient intake. They attack a wide range of prey, including insects, spiders, and even small vertebrates, making them extremely effective predators within their ecological niche. The danger to humans arises primarily from blood-feeding species, such as kissing bugs. These species feed on human blood at night, often targeting the facial area, hence the common name. The bite itself may be painless or mildly irritating, but the real risk lies in the transmission of Trypanosoma cruzi, the parasite that causes Chagas disease. This disease can take years to manifest, affecting the heart, digestive system, and causing severe complications or death if not diagnosed and treated properly. In addition to the biological risks, the assassin bug exhibits a series of behavioral adaptations that enhance its predatory success. They are agile, can move quickly, and possess effective of camouflage that allows them to remain hidden until prey approaches. Some studies document their ability to detect heat and vibrations, enabling them to locate human hosts even in dark environments or improvised shelters. The life cycle of the assassin bug involves eggs, nymphs, and adults, with each stage highly adapted to the environment and available food sources. Some species exhibit rudimentary parental care, protecting eggs until hatching. They also demonstrate sophisticated defensive behaviors, including chemical secretions and extremely painful defensive bites, which can be experienced by humans attempting to capture or handle them. Number 9. Asian tiger mosquito, Aedes albopictus. The Asian tiger mosquito, scientifically known as Aedes albopictus, is one of the most feared insects on the planet despite its tiny size, measuring about 2 to 10 millimeters. The tiger name comes from the white and black stripes that run along its body and legs, creating a highly contrasting and easily recognizable pattern. Native to Southeast Asia, the mosquito has now spread globally due to globalization, international trade, and human transport, establishing viable populations on almost every continent, including the Americas, Europe, and Africa. Its rapid geographic expansion is one reason it has become one of the most dangerous insects in the world, particularly due to its ability to transmit serious diseases. The danger of the Asian tiger mosquito does not lie in physical injury, but in its role as a pathogen vector. This species is responsible for transmitting dengue, chikungunya, Zika, yellow fever, and other arboviruses. Dengue, for example, affects millions of people each year, causing high fever, intense muscle pain, hemorrhaging, and in severe cases, shock and death. Zika, although often mild, is particularly dangerous for pregnant women, potentially causing microcephaly in fetuses. Chikungunya causes debilitating joint pain that can persist for months. Therefore, the global impact of Aedes albopictus on public health is incalculable, causing hundreds of thousands of deaths and millions of hospitalizations annually. The mosquito's life cycle is highly adaptable and efficient, contributing to its success as an invasive species. Females lay eggs in stagnant water or artificial containers such as old tires, bottles, buckets, and clogged gutters. These eggs can survive for months in dry conditions and hatch quickly when exposed to water, demonstrating extreme environmental resilience. Larvae and pupae live in water, feeding on microorganisms and decaying organic matter, completing their development in a few days to weeks, depending on temperature and food availability. The behavior of the Asian tiger mosquito also contributes to its danger. It is a daytime mosquito with activity peaks in the early morning and late afternoon, unlike most mosquitoes that bite at night. This significantly increases the likelihood of human contact as people are active during these times, increasing disease transmission. The females, responsible for biting, have mouth parts adapted to pierce the skin and suck blood, while the males feed on nectar and are harmless. Ecologically, the mosquito shows an impressive ability to adapt. It can colonize urban, rural, and forested areas, utilizing a wide variety of artificial and natural breeding sites. Its ability to reproduce rapidly and compete with other mosquito species allows it to dominate local ecosystems, altering ecological dynamics and impacting native mosquito populations. The Asian tiger mosquito is also the subject of scientific study and pest control research, being studied for vaccine development, biological traps, genetic control, and eradication programs. Number 8. Black widow spider, Latrodectus mectans. Although technically not an insect, the black widow spider, Latrodectus mectans, is often included in lists of dangerous creatures due to the lethality of its venom, predatory behavior, and significant impact on humans. Native to the Americas, especially the southern United States, Mexico, and Central America, the black widow is famous for its glossy black abdomen and red hourglass marking, signaling danger to potential predators and humans. The black widow's venom contains a powerful neurotoxin called latrotoxin, which affects the nervous system by interfering with neurotransmitter release. A single bite can cause intense local pain, muscle spasms, nausea, sweating, increased blood pressure, and in severe cases, respiratory failure. Although mortality in healthy adults is low with appropriate treatment, children, the elderly, and individuals with pre-existing medical conditions are at higher risk. The behavior of the black widow also contributes to its danger. It is an ambush predator, building irregular sticky webs close to the ground or in dark protected corners, where it waits for insects or small arthropods to pass by. When prey becomes trapped, the spider injects its neurotoxic venom and wraps it in silk, ensuring a secure capture. This behavior demonstrates a perfect combination of camouflage, patience, and predatory efficiency. The black widow's life cycle is notable. Females can live up to 3 years, while males live only a few months. Females deposit egg sacs containing hundreds of eggs, which hatch into tiny, highly vulnerable larvae. Survival rates depend on prey availability and protection from predators. Some females exhibit sexual cannibalism, devouring males after mating, an evolutionary strategy that increases nutritional intake and consequently offspring survival. Human contact typically occurs in seldom visited locations such as garages, sheds, wooden boxes, and dense bushes. Accidents happen when the spider is disturbed or inadvertently crushed. Although small, their bites are painful and can cause systemic complications requiring immediate medical attention, especially in regions with limited access to healthcare. Recent studies on the black widow include research on neurotoxic venoms for pharmacological use, predatory behavior, reproduction, and resistance mechanisms. Despite its danger, the venom contains molecules that inspire the development of analgesics, treatments for neurological diseases, and understanding of neurochemistry. Number 7. Puss moth caterpillar, Megalopyge opercularis. The puss moth caterpillar, or the furry moth caterpillar, Megalopyge opercularis, is one of the most treacherous and dangerous creatures in North and Central America, despite its seemingly harmless and even cute appearance. This small insect, measuring around 2 to 3 centimeters, is covered in dense, silky hairs, usually gray, yellow, or brown, resembling feline fur, hence the nickname puss moth. These hairs, however, conceal a lethal chemical weapon, extremely potent stinging toxins capable of causing intense pain and serious systemic effects in humans. The distribution of the puss moth caterpillar includes primarily the southeastern United States, Mexico, and parts of Central America, in areas of forests, urban parks, gardens, and shrubs. It prefers to feed on leaves of trees such as oak, jacaranda, chestnut, and other deciduous species. Its ability to camouflage among leaves often results in inadvertent human and animal contact, making accidents relatively common in residential areas near native vegetation. The danger of the puss moth caterpillar is primarily chemical. Each hair contains a neurotoxic toxin that, upon contact with the skin, causes immediate intense pain, often described as a mixture of electric shock, burning, and deep stinging. Symptoms can include swelling, redness, itching, nausea, muscle aches, headaches, and in severe cases, breathing difficulty and allergic reactions. The severity of the reaction depends on the contact, the number of hairs touched, and individual sensitivity. The caterpillar's life cycle is equally fascinating and complex. After the eggs hatch, the larvae actively feed on leaves and grow rapidly. The larval period lasts several weeks, during which the caterpillar significantly increases in size and accumulates toxins in its hairs as a natural defense against predators. When ready for pupation, they build a protected cocoon among leaves or trunks, later emerging as discreet and harmless adult moths, which live primarily for reproduction. The defensive behavior of the puss moth caterpillar is highly adapted for survival. When threatened, it remains motionless, relying on camouflage and chemical threat to avoid predation. Studies show that birds and mammals quickly learn to avoid this caterpillar after painful encounters with the toxin, demonstrating how evolution has perfected its defense mechanism. Modern scientific research focuses on the chemical composition of the toxin, its neurophysiological effects, and potential medical applications. Understanding the active components of the hairs can contribute to pain and inflammation treatments, neurotoxin studies, and provide valuable information about evolutionary adaptation and chemical defense. Number 6. Bullet ant, Paraponera clavata. The bullet ant, Paraponera clavata, native to the tropical forests of Central and South America, including Brazil, Colombia, and Peru, is widely recognized as one of the insects with the most painful sting in the world, to the point of being frequently called the bullet ant, due to the sensation described as being shot by a bullet. Although not fatal in most cases, its sting causes intense, extreme, and long-lasting pain, along with intense physical reactions. The bullet ant measures between 18 and 30 mm, has a robust dark-colored body and powerful mandibles. The females, responsible for stings, use a long stinger that injects venom directly into the victim's skin. The pain of the sting is classified on the Schmidt Sting Pain Index as one of the most excruciating experiences in the natural world, surpassing stings from bees, wasps, and other venomous insects. The venom contains ponerotoxin, a neurotoxin that directly interferes with the nervous system, causing excruciating pain, tremors, intense sweating, vomiting, and in some cases temporary movement difficulty. Effects can last 12 to 24 hours, with residual pain persisting for days. The sting, though rare, is a traumatic experience for those who encounter it and is used as a test of courage in indigenous rituals, such as those of the Sateré-Mawé tribe in Brazil. The bullet ant's life cycle is complex and involves organized colonies with a strict social hierarchy. Workers are responsible for defending and feeding the colony, while the queen ensures continuous reproduction. The bullet ant is territorial and aggressive when the colony is threatened, attacking in coordinated swarms and using alarm pheromones to mobilize other workers, increasing the effectiveness of the attack. Its natural habitat includes humid tropical forests, where the bullet ant plays a fundamental ecological role, controlling populations of other insects and contributing to vegetation health by preying on herbivores and regulating local ecosystems. Its presence is an indicator of biodiversity and environmental health. Recent studies investigate the chemical composition of bullet ant venom for pharmacological research, including analgesic development and neurotoxin studies. The venom is also studied in evolutionary biology to understand extreme defensive adaptations in social insects. Number 5. Asian tiger mosquito, Aedes albopictus. The Asian tiger mosquito, Aedes albopictus, is an incredibly invasive and dangerous species that has spread alarmingly across all tropical and subtropical continents. Measuring only 2 to 10 millimeters in length, this mosquito is tiny, yet its impact on global and public health is enormous. Its white and black stripes mark the body and legs, making it easily recognizable, while its aggressive behavior and daytime activity increase the risk of disease transmission. The Asian tiger mosquito is a vector for several serious viral diseases, including dengue, Zika, chikungunya, and yellow fever. These illnesses cause millions of infections annually, resulting in severe complications, temporary disabilities, and significant mortality. Dengue, for instance, produces high fever, severe muscle and joint pain, hemorrhaging, and in severe cases, hemorrhagic shock. Zika is particularly dangerous for pregnant women, potentially causing microcephaly and fetal malformations, while chikungunya induces debilitating joint pain that can persist for months or years. The mosquito's life cycle is highly adaptable. Females lay eggs in small pools of standing water, from accumulated leaves and old tires to artificial containers, allowing them to thrive even in densely populated urban environments. The eggs can survive months without water and hatch quickly upon contact with moisture, facilitating rapid proliferation and colonization of new territories. Behaviorally, the Asian tiger mosquito is a significant threat. It is diurnal, with activity peaks in the early morning and late afternoon, biting humans during hours of high activity. Unlike many nocturnal mosquitoes, females have specialized mouthparts to pierce skin and suck blood, while males feed on nectar and pollen, posing no threat to humans. Ecologically, the species demonstrates remarkable adaptability, colonizing urban, rural, and even forested areas using a wide variety of breeding sites. It competes with native mosquito species, alters ecological dynamics, and represents an ongoing public health challenge in tropical and subtropical regions. Number 4. Red imported fire ant, Solenopsis invicta. The red imported fire ant, Solenopsis invicta, also known as the fire ant, is among the most aggressive, invasive, and dangerous insects in the world. Native to South America, especially Brazil and Argentina, it was accidentally introduced to the United States, Australia, China, and other continents, becoming a global threat to ecosystems, agriculture, and humans. Red imported fire ants are famous for massive colonies, painful stings, and aggressive swarm behavior, capable of attacking any intruder threatening their nest, including large mammals. Physically, these ants measure 2 to 6 millimeters with reddish to dark brown coloring, small heads, sharp mandibles, and a stinger that injects potent venom. Stings from workers cause intense pain, redness, swelling, and pustule formation, which can develop into secondary infections if scratched. Multiple stings, particularly in swarming attacks, may result in anaphylactic shock, threatening children, the elderly, or allergic individuals. Red imported fire ants display highly organized social behavior. Colonies may contain thousands to millions of individuals divided among queens, workers, and reproductive males. Each queen can lay thousands of eggs daily, ensuring rapid population expansion. Workers build complex underground nests with tunnels and chambers that protect against predators and harsh conditions. These nests are often found in fields, lawns, roadsides, and urban areas, posing a constant danger to people and animals. Aggressive and territorial, the species reacts to vibrations or threats by releasing alarm pheromones, mobilizing dozens to hundreds of individuals for coordinated attacks. They bite and sting simultaneously, causing extreme pain and systemic effects. The intensity and speed of these attacks make them feared by farmers, field workers, and families living in infested areas. Beyond human impact, the species is highly destructive to local ecosystems. It competes with native ant species, preys on insects, small vertebrates, and bird eggs, altering local biodiversity. In crops, it can damage seedlings, attack domestic animals, and interfere with agricultural activities, causing significant economic losses. Number 3. Botfly, Dermatobia hominis. The botfly Dermatobia hominis is one of the most remarkable and dangerous insects due to its ability to parasitize humans and animals. Native to the tropical forests of Central and South America, this fly is not known for aggression or venom, but for its unique reproductive strategy in which its larvae develop inside the host's skin, causing pain, inflammation, and infection. The botfly's life cycle is fascinating and complex. The female does not lay eggs directly on the host. Instead, she captures mosquitoes and other blood-feeding insects and attaches her eggs to their bodies. When the mosquito lands on a mammal to feed, the eggs detect the host's body heat and hatch, allowing the larva to penetrate the skin through small openings, hair follicles, or existing bites. Once inside, the larva grows slowly, creating a painful swelling called a furuncle, through which it breathes and remains protected. For humans, the impact includes intense pain, itching, inflammation, pus discharge, and risk of secondary infection. Severe cases can lead to complications if untreated. In livestock such as cattle and horses, botfly infestation can cause stress, weight loss, and economic damage, making the species a significant veterinary parasite. Adult botflies measure 12 to 18 nanometers with a robust, hairy body and do not feed during their short adult life, focusing exclusively on reproduction. Number 2. Japanese giant hornet, Vespa mandarinia japonica. The Japanese giant hornet, Vespa mandarinia japonica, is the world's largest hornet and one of the most dangerous insects. Native to Japan and other regions of East Asia, it can reach lengths of up to 5 centimeters, with a wingspan of 7.5 centimeters, an orange-red body, a black and yellow striped abdomen, and powerful mandibles capable of decapitating bees and small vertebrates. This species is dangerous on multiple levels. In addition to its physical strength and 6mm stinger that injects potent neurotoxic venom, it attacks in coordinated swarms, which can be fatal to humans if multiple stings occur. The venom contains neurotoxins, cytotoxins, and peptide hormones, causing extreme pain, local necrosis, swelling, nausea, vomiting, anaphylactic shock, and in severe cases, kidney failure or death. Multiple stings from a swarm can be fatal, especially for children, the elderly, or allergic individuals. The Japanese giant hornet exhibits highly predatory and social behavior. Colonies may contain up to 500 individuals, with a queen responsible for egg laying. Workers aggressively defend the nest and hunt bees to feed larvae. They coordinate attacks using alarm pheromones and can destroy entire beehives within hours. Beyond the direct threat to humans, this hornet impacts ecosystems as a dominant pollinator predator. Its raids affect native bee colonies, harming pollination and agricultural production. Its fast, precise flight makes escaping direct attacks very difficult. Scientific research focuses on venom composition, predatory behavior, swarm dynamics, and prevention strategies. Monitoring techniques, chemical alarms, and physical barriers are studied to reduce attacks, especially in rural areas and forests near human settlements. Number 1. Mosquito, Anopheles spp. The Anopheles mosquito, vector of malaria, is widely recognized as the deadliest insect on the planet, responsible for hundreds of thousands of deaths annually and millions of disease cases worldwide. Measuring only 3 to 7 micrometer, this mosquito seems harmless, but its public health importance is enormous, affecting primarily tropical and subtropical regions of Africa, Asia, and Latin America. The danger of Anopheles lies not in the bite, which is minimally painful, but in transmitting the Plasmodium parasite that causes malaria. Once infected, the mosquito transmits the parasite to humans through saliva while feeding, initiating a replication cycle that causes fever, chills, severe anemia, hemorrhaging, organ failure, and death if untreated. Children under 5, pregnant women, and immunocompromised individuals are at highest risk. Anopheles mosquitoes have an efficient life cycle. Females lay eggs in stagnant or slow-moving water, where they develop into aquatic larvae, pupae, and finally adults. Each female can lay hundreds of eggs in her lifetime, ensuring rapid population growth and continuous disease transmission. Behaviorally, these mosquitoes are highly adaptive. Nocturnal activity, preference for human blood, ability to fly long distances, and insecticide resistance make control extremely challenging. Ecologically, they serve as prey for fish, dragonflies, and other aquatic predators, but their human impact far outweighs any ecological benefit. Control programs include insecticide-treated bed nets, fumigation, biological control, and vaccine research. Yet malaria remains one of the most devastating diseases in human history, demonstrating that this tiny insect is indeed the deadliest on the planet. In summary, the Anopheles mosquito combines diminutive size with massive lethality, representing the perfect blend of adaptability, disease transmission, and global impact. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed our content, subscribe to our channel and leave a like. Also, check out other interesting videos appearing on your screen now, and I'll see you in the next video. See you next time.